Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's that time of month again. The Taroscopes are here. Taroscopes for December 2021. I'll talk a little bit about the astrology first. This is for the sign of Leo, Leo rising, and Leo moon. Of course, Leo is that very self-expressive energy, the need to be creative, the need to share what they create with others. And Leo is a fixed fire sign. So, we'll look at, I'm just shuffling the cards for the tarot reading while I talk about the astrology. So let's look at the astrology. So the month starts with Neptune, the planet of spirit, the planet of dissolution of boundaries, changing direction on the 1st. After that, at the end of the week on the 4th, we have an eclipse. It's a new moon solar eclipse. It is in the sign of Sagittarius, and for Leo, this is the ninth house. No, yes, this is the ninth. No, this is the fifth house. Sorry, it's getting the thing in my head mixed up. This is the fifth house, so the house of fun, the house of romance, the house of self-expression, and so there is a new beginning because we're dealing with a new moon. To perhaps your self-expression, to your children. The fifth house can be romance. It can also be luck. So there's this sense of new beginnings there, but it is an eclipse. And so with the eclipse being on the south node of the moon, there's something that needs to be let go of. Now, it's very possible having the eclipse happen in the fifth house, the house of Leo, the house of feeling good about yourself. Leos feel good about yourself. And so what is it that's like holding you back from really feeling good about yourself? What is it that's keeping you back from saying, this is me, and this is how I want to project myself out into the world? There's something. And I think this new moon eclipse in that house is a doorway into what that might be and how to release that. Any unlovability that you feel you may have, something that doesn't make you lovable. Release it. Let it go, right? Let it go. Okay, so what else is going on? We have Venus making a conjunction to Pluto and then turning retrograde in Capricorn. Now, Leo, this is your house of health, your sixth house. So you have to be careful here. As Venus moves through that sixth house, there is a reevaluation of the way that you take care of yourself. You're going to need to take care of yourself. You're going to need to do a lot of self-care in this time, and that's going to extend for a while into the future for you, but it doesn't preclude you from doing things and experiencing things and working, and you're just not always aware of how much you give out sometimes, and you have to make sure that you're both think you're worth enough to compensate yourself or be compensated for that, or give yourself the rest that you need and the care that you need. You, in a way, need to become the most important person in your life. Which sounds kind of antithetical to Leo. Most Leos are like, most people think Leos are all about themselves, but they give out a lot too. They shine. It's the sun. Leo is the sun, so it needs to shine. And the sun is, for the most part, in in that fifth house. So there's a lot of opportunity to shine, a lot of opportunity to shine. So you won't. It's not like, oh, I have to rest, so I'm not gonna be able to shine my light. No, I have to rest, and I can shine my light even brighter. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Um, what else is going on? We have a full moon. The full moon is in Gemini and Sag, and so we have the awareness between our friends, um, our friends, and our more closer relationships, right? Our romantic relationships, our love relationships, which on a certain level are somewhat conditional. You know, the closer love is, the more conditional in a way it has to be, because you need boundaries. You do need boundaries. You know, somebody those things, those kinds of relationships need, you know, you do this and I do this, and this is the way it goes, and these are the rules, and we have to, because you have to like work together. It has to be like it's a different energy than just woo, we're in love, right? So okay, so that's going on. Venus is going to be retrograde. We're going to be reconsidering our lovability. We're going to be reconsidering our maybe our um, careers. Could be redoing our careers, um, rethinking them. Important. Jupiter at the end of the month is going to be um, moving into Pisces, and and that's going to be in your house of death and rebirth, the eighth house. And so you could lose somebody in this time, through death, through a transition, and you know, somebody who's been very important in your life. Um, so that's possibility as well. Um, One of the things that's interesting, I just realized the biggest thing that's happening this month, and this is my fifth reading with the astrology. The biggest thing that's happening this month is a square between um, Saturn and Uranus. It's the last of three, and it bodes big changes. And I haven't really talked about them in any of the other readings until I realized the Leo reading. So I will tell you, and then I will do another video for that, because I think it's necessary to like talk about the big things that are happening this month. Um, so I'll do that separately, and that'll be for everybody, not just for Leo. But the square is, for Leos, is in the house of career and the house of relationship. And so there's a breaking of a relationship in order for there to be a change in the career, or there's a breaking in a career in order for there to be a change in a relationship. So that is something that Leo may experience this month through the astrology. Okay, I think that's what I want to say about astrology. Let's take a look at the cards. Now I'm using, I think I use this deck a lot for Leo because it just feels so Leo to me. And that's the Arcanum Deck. It's beautiful art, Italian. It's an Italian deck, and the art is just glorious. So, all right. Let's see. All right. One little thing here. Let me do this. Oops. Nope. I don't have the space here to do it. I'll just do this. It'll feel good soon. All right. Okay, so here we are, Leo, and this is a Leo card. Doesn't he look like a Leo? He's like, what? You want to do what? Hello? Oh, yeah, you have all the wands, but I have the higher ground. I have the moral high ground. I can see more than you can see. You're down there, I'm up here. And if I need be, I can run out this door. So I'm here for you guys. Ultimately, I'm here for you guys. So I think that there is a standing up for what you believe in, standing up for yourself, having the higher moral ground, fighting off all comers if you have to. I mean, if they're silly enough to think that they're going to get you because, you know, without your perspective, then that's their silliness, right? Let's see what's crossing that. End. An end. A transformation, a death. This could be the losing the important person in your life. The Pisces stuff, shifting direction in the 8th house. Neptune and Pisces. At the root of this is a fear of poverty, or maybe just being impoverished in some way. Um, but the thing about the Five of Pentacles is there's only one way to go, and that's up. So even if you feel like, I'm not sure that I can do this with the resources that I have, it won't hurt to try. It won't hurt to try. It's important that you do. It's important that you put your back into this, and that you crawl out of the place that you have been in, either because it was a lesson you needed to learn. Um, you know, sometimes you can't appreciate what you have until you don't have it. And when you get it back, it's like, wow, I worked for this, and this was, there's a different feeling. And also, you know, there's a proudness to Leo that won't ask for help. And if you find yourself impoverished, it's because you haven't asked for help. So ask for the help that you need. Take care of yourself. You know, Pluto is moving through your house of health. You must take care of yourself, and you will transform. You have the power to completely transform yourself. If you're sick, you can be healthy. But if you're healthy, you can also be sick if you don't take care of yourself. In the past, we have a healing and a balance. So there's been a balance. There's been a balancing. There's been some healing in the past. The Angel of Temperance. You having tempered your actions has helped in the healing. Not getting caught up in the extremes, whether it's mental extremes or emotional extremes. Just trying to stay nice and even keel has brought healing and balance into your life. In the sky is the Seven of Cups. So many choices. Which way do I go? So many directions. Is it, what's that expression? Is it real or is it Memorex? For those of you who are old enough to know what I'm talking about. You know, what are you choosing? This is a card of confusion generally, but one of the best things, and I've said this before in my readings, I don't remember what book it was that I read it in, but I just loved it. And it says that, there's so many cups to choose, and the cup you should choose is this one, the one in the middle, because that is you, and it's about choosing you. It's about choosing yourself, but not your ego self. This is not about you choosing your ego self, but your spirit self, right? You have been to the bottom of the heap, and now it's time to remember that you're a Leo. To remember to let your sun shine. Your days of servitude are over. and you must take an action. And it has to be an action based on good judgment and a look at the law and the law of cause and effect and the law generally of what is right and what is not. Um, the King of Swords has good judgment, and he looks at things sometimes in a relatively cold and calculating way. Um, so you have to be able to stand up to that. How it's seen from the outside, the Hierophant, you're seen as having much inner wisdom, much wisdom from the past, perhaps from past lives, but you are innately connected to um, your higher self. You're innately connect to that spiritual side of yourself. That's how you're made, right? All Leos spark this. All Leo energy is a spark of the divine. So every Leo is a spark of the divine. I mean, we're all sparks of the divine, but Leo has a special shine because that's the energy of Leo. Spirit, the eternal flame, spirit on earth, burning slow and steady. Slow and steady. Hopes and fears. Your next adventure. I think that's a hope. Unless you don't have great adventures. Maybe it's a fear. But, you hope to move on. You hope to expand. You hope to get beyond this place that you find yourself in. At the root of the matter. At the nadir. At the bottom. But there is hope. Oh, wait a minute. That's the domestic situation. I am sorry. That is not hopes and fears. So you get to expand. You get to stay where you are and expand. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Wow, that's good. I like that card. That's a great card. Hopes and fears, the past. You don't want the past repeating itself, perhaps. Or maybe you want a future, maybe your future is kind of scary and the past seems pretty good. But the past is the past, and we do learn from it, and we can access it. It's not just about learning from it. I'm a Cancer. I'm always accessing the past for one thing or another. Sometimes when I want to feel good, I think about my dogs that I lost. I think about what it was like to walk them, and I think about, the funny things that they would do, and, how my boy would always sit there and wait, not quite begging, but just being right there next to you, just in case something fell, where my girl would just sit on her little pillow and wait for me to bring it to her. She never begged. She would always say, I know Mama's going to give me that. Going to give me a little bit of that. She trusted. She knew who I was. She knew my heart, and she knew she'd always get a little something. Boo wasn't always so sure. But those feelings, those memories bring me solace and make me feel good, and it opens my heart, right? You think about your grandmother that you loved. The past holds a vast treasure of love and good feelings. So access it, You just can't get caught up in it. You just can't stay there. You have to move forward. And moving forward, quite frankly, is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough month. There's a lot of heavy lifting for you, Leo. A lot of heavy lifting. I have a lot of burdens. So what I would suggest with that is that you need to organize your burdens. You need to really apply yourself to taking the burdens and just putting them like right next to each other and then prioritizing them. Which one do I need to do first? Which is the most important thing to get done, and doing it. And then gradually moving through all those things that you have to do. I'm going to pick to see 3 cards, see if I can get a major arcana. We have the King of Wands. This is dominion over your own spirit. The Star, having a guiding star. And the Fool. and the Fool. So this is really what this looks like to me for you guys. Is it looks like it's the end of a cycle, and there are some things that just need to be taken care of. Some things that need to be cleared up, some things that need to be paid off, some things that need to be taken care of. Odds and ends, things at the end, burdens, a lot, a lot. You're going to be asked a lot of a lot is going to be asked of you this month for you to that you have to do. But on the other side of that is a totally new beginning, and like you're free. You're finally free of whatever this is. Underneath justice, the scales have been evened out. You're just at the very end. So do what you need to do to get to the other side of this. The Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups sometimes gets a bad rap, but I feel like this is, bringing your heart to the road, bringing your show on the road, right? Um, and then we have the Three of Wands, which is really all about that, waiting for your ships to come in. More adventures. You've worked this energy, and you've worked it hard, and you've created something, and now you get to reap the benefits of that. Leo is super creative. It's creative self-expression, for goodness sake. It's all about creation with Leo. All right. Wow. Whew. That was an intense reading too. Goodness gracious, they're all so intense. I'm gonna pick as soon as I gather these cards here, I'm gonna pick a Crystal Ally card for Leo next. So let me put that over there, and I'm gonna grab this. Yep. Okay. So, oops. Jesus. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I guess maybe I should have picked that, but we'll see. It'll come up. If that's the one I'm supposed to pick, it will come up again. So, card for Leo. One card for Leo, please. One card for Leo. Leo rising, Leo sun, Leo moon. One for Leo. This is the card that popped out. I swear to God. I don't know how many cards. I don't know. There's a lot of cards in this deck. This is the one. Feminine energy. Feminine energy. This is an earth card in this deck associated with the element of earth. Cuprite. So let me tell you what it says here. The earth element cards in this deck are usually associated with the earth star and the root chakra. Chakras, earth, heart, and root. So what I said, I receive so that I might have the power to co-create. I receive so that I may have the power to co-create. It says receptive power is the yin aspect of creation. It is the feminine, the receptive, the hidden. Receptive power draws all of creation into itself and is the source from which all is made manifest. It is the void of potential. It is the unknowable source. It is the black hole that swallows all light, only to give birth to universes on the other side. Throughout the evolution of humanity, we have sought the deep dark of caves for our most powerful spiritual rights. We are still discovering caves today that reveal eons of human spiritual activity, from intricate paintings on the walls to caches of lovingly laid dead. The human psyche recognizes a cave as a womb within the earth. Our most ancient stories refer to emergence from the cave as the rebirth after death. Whether these stories are the reemergence after a cleansing of the earth, as in the case with some indigenous origin stories, or the biblical story of the reawakening by Yeshua after 3 days of death and his emergence from his cave tomb. So this is an energy of death and rebirth yet again here. Death and rebirth. Cuprite's appearance in your cards are telling you to move into the receptive power of the void, from which come all creative experiences. The answers that you seek lie within your deepest self. Make the time to find them by moving inward through meditation and solitude. Open yourself to the mysteries of the universe and to the void where all potential exists. Open yourself to receiving from the divine. You may receive inspiration, energy gifts, opportunities, or the creative impulse to bring something new to the world. The cultivation of your receptive power will allow you to give birth to a new phase in your life or a new creation. The appearance of this ally is signaling moon time, a time of retreat and seclusion, from which you will gain the insight and strength you need to move forward on your journey. It is time to trust the unseen forces that are at work in your life instead of trying to make them all happen under your own power. It is time to stop and to receive, to make even the time to look at your shadow self and where you may be afraid to open to your true creative potential and to the unseen aspects of your deepest self. Open to the spirit by removing yourself from the distractions of the external. By moving within, you encourage your inner self to speak and share with you the secrets of your hidden path. Powerful. Powerful month, Leo. Okay, well, whew. Have yourself a wonderful month. Like and subscribe, share with friends if you know a Leo who might benefit from this. I still have availability for readings in the month of December if you're interested in that. I am going to be raising my prices at the beginning of the year. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And so if you want to get a reading at the 2021 prices, you can request, you can pay for it now and request for it, next year if you want. Maybe you want to do it in February or whatever. My schedule is pretty open at this point, so you pretty much get what you want. All right, so much love to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and namaste. Namaste. Thank you.